Hi, if you are new here, I do pencil drawings. On this video, I'm gonna talk about how I draw realistic hair. This is a series where I'm drawing Uncle Waffles from start to finish. Basically, it is serving as a tutorial. If you feel like you can learn something from me, this series is for you. Make sure you comment and like so that YouTube can recommend this type of content to anybody who needs it. With that said, let's hop into it. To begin any drawing, I use the following formula: proportions, shading, detailing. Right now I'm trying to get my proportions right. I love using a blending stump to do the sketch and an earbud. Usually because when you're drawing hair, you find out that some areas of the hair, they're out of focus. But if you don't have a blending stump, you can still use the pencil, because at the end of the day you're going to blend everything out. So right now I'm blending everything out, and then I take an eraser, highlighting the lighter parts, basically giving me a clear composition of how everything is going to look. I use a pen. This is a pen. I use a pen, an empty pen, to draw those tiny detailing of hair that sell the idea that it's one string of hair. After that, I quickly jump into what I was doing at first, using a blending stump to make all those areas that are going to look darker, a bit darker, just giving myself the whole idea of how the entire hair structure is going to look. And as I continue doing this, I'm gaining more confidence, and I'm sure that this is the kind of proportions that I'm looking for. For shading, I like using charcoal powder or graphite powder. I grind it myself. This is charcoal, however, I grind it on a sandpaper. Whenever I shade, I like shading from the darkest areas to the lightest areas. This brush that I'm using is a hard brush, and the other one is softer. If you do not have the brushes, you can use a tissue or a cotton wool. And then the upper parts of the hair, they look to me like they have the same kind of tone, so I'm just going to shade everything with one tone. So at this point, what matters is getting the correct tonal value that I'm looking for. So right now I'm only focused on that, making all the dark areas dark and the light areas the mid-tones, giving them the kind of tonal value that I'm looking for. When it comes to detailing, it's very important to understand how the hair folds and understand which hair is lying on top of the other hair. When it comes to detailing, I mean really the amount of detailing that you are going to be able to do will determine how realistic that drawing is. But even at this point, don't make the mistake of overlooking the bigger piece, which is the correct tonal values. And at this point, I realized that the dark parts of the hair are not as dark as I want them to be. So I went back to fix that. This part of the hair is more detailed. I'm going to spend a lot of time detailing this area. I couldn't record the whole thing, so I spent a lot of time detailing this area. And at this point, really all that matters is how much you can detail will determine how realistic your hair looks. However, with the detailing thing, it takes time to develop the eye of seeing which details should be on the drawing, or rather being able to capture all the details. It takes time, so do not rush the process of trying to capture every single detail, because you are going to lose at first. If you're still a beginner at this, you're going to lose the bigger picture, which is the correct tonal value. So for me, the most important piece will always be the correct tonal values. You get that right, the drawing is already selling that realistic effect. On the next video, I'm going to talk about how I draw realistic eyes. Until then, peace out.